name is David Howard Faircloth. I'm a retired telephone technician, but I only did that for 38 years. And then I actually started in my passion in life, which is writing and songwriting. I dreamed for years, of becoming a star, a singing star. And I'd played music since I was like in the eighth grade. And it took me a long time to realize you got to have something to say in the song or people aren't really going to like it. And somebody besides me is making those decisions. And I got to believe that someday I'll understand it and figure out why I didn't become a successful songwriter. I became a successful phone guy. Bear me well, bear me well. In the music world, I didn't turn out to be a successful songwriter. But in my world, man, I made it to the top. But never had anything but support for everybody that I run into.
John, you were always...
Okay, I wrote a song about John Lennon the day after he died, a hero of mine. And I wrote a song called A Dream Is Over. And one of my buddies I worked with was a part-time DJ. But he said, I like the feel of this song. He said, I know some folks out in Nashville that work in the studio. I landed in Nashville at 10 o'clock, and two strange people picked me up. A few hours before that, I was working. The next thing I knew, I'm on Music Row in Nashville, and I'm in this booth with these cans on my head, listening to my music in stereo like I've never heard it before.
And I feel it now when I hear your voice again.
And I got home, 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, just time to get ready to go to work. And there I was up a telephone pole in about 23 degree weather in January, trying to do my job, dog tired, with all these memories swirling in my head of 15 hours earlier being in a studio on Music Row, Nashville, recording, and it was almost more than I could take in. And there was a big company called the Record Bar back then. They contacted us, wanting to know when the song was going to be released. They'd like to stock it in their stores. We called a guy in Nashville. He said, "You let me handle that." He told us to go home and do all the legwork we could, but then when we did it and started to need more records, he didn't have the money to get the records. He didn't have the money, we didn't have the money, and it kind of went by the wayside.
All the time you shared the victories you won, dear John.
Early 80, mid of 82, I believe, I bought my first little cassette multi-track recorder to do my demos, and that's what got me on the road to recording my own stuff. The only regret I have as far as my writing career is that I haven't been more diligent in promoting myself. My mind is not having to think something else. I'm usually thinking a lot of times about a song. You got to write a song, and I hadn't really thought past the song. So the most important thing to me has always been being happy. I think I'm happy. And if I had to go back now, looking back at my early life and this life, which would I choose? Oh, this one.
I am a country singer, and rock and roll as well. Some have always told me it would send me straight to hell.
I had friends call me that read it in the paper. That I had a guy that I played music with in the early 70s call me up, "Man, you're on your way. You're on your way. This is your break." And I said, we got to realize what this is. This could be a start, but one song is in the local regional papers and local radio is not going to make me a star. One of the best ways in this world not to be disappointed is to be realistic. Obviously, I follow my dreams only so far. Maybe I should have said, "Yep, this is it," and just went to the office and said, "Boys, I've enjoyed it, but I've got to follow this road, this road I'm on. But I don't think I should have. Well, I put the album out there, mostly songs I've written in the last year. It's called Working on It.
How many nights have I laid me down and you were on my mind?
But I've written some songs in the last 2 years that I love. I love those songs, and I love to hear them. That's what I like about, even though I'm 71, when I get in here in the studio or I'm playing in a band, I'm no age. Sometimes if I had gone a while and a dry spell and had to come up with any music, that I quit looking at myself as a songwriter. All right, I got that. I go back after a few months or maybe a year. I go back every now and then to some of my older stuff, 5 or 6, even 10, 15 years ago. And although it's not produced that well, a few of them I picked back up and reproduced and got a little better quality. And so when I hear my songs and I like those songs, even though I know I can't be objective, they're my songs, but still if I like them, then I think they're pretty good. Once you get 600 or 700 songs under your belt, you quit thinking you're not a songwriter. I'm a songwriter, and that's what I think about mostly. And I get my pleasure from the song. I forgot the question.
Just for full disclosure, you are my dad, correct?
I hope I am. I assume I am, yes. I would think, yes, you're pretty obvious that you're my daughter, yes.
Number one, but I keep on doing what it is I do.